Today's news. Former parliamentary candidate released from 24-hour detention without food or drink. Youth blogger Emily released. Former candidate claims his life is in danger. Journalist testifies in court hearing. Meeting on Azeri language in mass media. Former parliamentary candidate Bektir Hacıyev was taken to Ganja military commissariat yesterday evening and freed at 6 p.m. today. He was detained at the Azerbaijan-Georgia border on without explanation and taken to Ganja. In a phone interview with the Objective TV correspondent, Hacıyev said that the officers of the military commissariat tried to force him to sign a document to say that he would serve in the army. He refused to sign. Then he was asked to sign a deed confirming his refusal to sign the military service obligation. He refused to sign this document and was eventually freed. While he was being detained, Bektir Hacıyev joined the press conference via his phone from the commissariat. The press conference was held at the Norwegian Human Rights House office by the Defense Committee for Hacıyev's Rights. He said that he had been detained in the commissariat without food or drink for 24 hours. Yesterday, I was taken to the military prosecutor's office, police departments, and even military units. They didn't give me anything to eat during this time. I remained hungry and thirsty for 24 hours. The Gazak Regional Military Prosecutor's Office questioned me about my identification, the places of my education, and the dates when I exited and entered the country. Then I was sent back to the border officers. After spending the night in the military unit, I was taken to the Nizami District Military Commissariat. The officers everywhere I was taken said that my detention was based on an order which said I must not be allowed to leave the country. But most of them had no idea where this order had come from, said Hacıyev. Hacıyev said that all of this is related to his socio-political activities. He added that he received threatening phone calls during the election period as well.
The Salyan District Court granted youth blogger Emin Milli's appeal for early release on the grounds that he has already served more than half his sentence, said his lawyer Isakan Ashraf in an interview with IRFS. The court ruled for Emin's conditional release with 13 months and 21 days of his sentence remaining. He was set free in the courtroom today. This news comes a day after his fellow blogger and prisoner Adnan Hajizadeh was granted parole. The two youth bloggers were arrested after an incident at Lebanese Levan restaurant in July. Although they were victims of physical assault, they were sent to prison under charges of hooliganism and inflicting intentional minor bodily harm. Local and international organizations have recognized the youth bloggers as prisoners of conscience throughout their imprisonment.
Adnan! Möhkem ol! Eşk olsun! Möhkem olun!
Today, the former parliamentary candidate for Goçay Agdas election constituency, Vedadi Iskandarov, held a press conference at the IRFS Press Centre. He spoke about the criminal case being brought against him by the General Prosecutor's Office. Iskandarov reported that the General Prosecutor's Office is charging him with interfering with the voting process during the parliamentary elections on November 17th. Currently, officers are trying to gather evidence that a crime was committed so that he can be taken to trial. Apparently, the officers have been trying to force residents of the Goçay region to badmouth Iskandarov. Iskandarov said today that he and his family continue to be harassed by the authorities and that he has faced 6 separate attempts on his life over the course of the election period. Today, the Yasemal District Court heard Solmaz Shirinova's criminal lawsuit against her stepson, Zakir Huseynov. Judge Abbas Razayev chaired the hearing. Shirinova alleged that Huseynov had insulted and slandered her in articles published in Yeni Musavat Daily and Interplus newspaper. The author of the aforementioned articles, Yeni Musavat correspondent Elshan Gadamov, confirmed that Huseynov had sent a letter of complaint to the editorial office, accusing his stepmother of illegally remaining in his father's house after his death. Gadamov testified that, As a journalist, I always seek the response of the opposite side when writing a news report. I telephoned Shirinova repeatedly. However, she never came to the office, giving a different excuse each time, and so I wrote the article based on the documents submitted to the office by Huseynov. The judge scheduled the next hearing for December 6th to give the parties time for preparation. Today, in the Civil Solidarity Party headquarters, the Azerbaijan Language Organization held a conference on media and language, current situation and future goals. The conference was held as part of a project financed by the Council of State Support to Non-Governmental Organizations under the President of Azerbaijan. CSP Chairman Sabir Rustamkhanli reported that the Azerbaijan Language Organization has conducted a survey of language skills in print and electronic media. Numerous problems have been revealed as a result of this monitoring. Linguistics expert Abulfaz Rajabli said that all television announcements make errors when speaking and that grammatical mistakes were most common on ANS, AzTV and Public TV. Similar errors were also observed in Yeni Musavat, Azadlik, Kural, Rating, Sharg and Markaz newspapers.